So the project that I'm planning involves the novel that we're reading for class. The name of the novel is Hoot. And I'm going to have the students do a project that has two parts. And the first part will be having them come together in groups to talk about the characters and what the characters look like. So they'll need to review the novel, what they've read so far, and to find descriptions of the characters that they've read. And then the second part, they'll come back to class with pictures that they've found. I will ask them to look in magazines and newspapers to find a picture of someone who looks like one of the characters in the novel. And within the groups, they will present what they've found and then negotiate within the group which picture is the best so that they can present that picture to the class. It's okay? All right, so we're going to get started. You're in your groups now, and in your groups, we're going to work on completing a form about all of the characters in Hoot. So I'd like you to think about who have you read about, and what descriptions you've read. What do they look like? How old are they? Do they have blonde hair, brown hair? Are they fat? Are they thin? The main goal for the project is to have students review the novel, to remember who the characters are, and to then have an image of who they're reading about in the novel. I think that this helps them to connect with what they're reading, to help improve their understanding as they talk through who the characters are, what they've done so far, and then they'll read more about them with this picture image. So you can use your book to help you remember, and also the descriptions as you're reading through, I'd like you to think about other adjectives. So maybe not just the physical features, but also personality. Is it a nice person, a mean person? Are they courageous? So for example, if we write about the character Curly, what is an adjective you'd use to describe Curly? Fat, yes. He's bald, he's fat. So you'll complete this form in your group. This information is going to help you for your homework on Friday. So they will have to skim and scan and go through the novel again to try and remember what they've read. But I think a lot of them will be able to brainstorm and then to go back to the novel and check their response, you know, what they've included in the characteristics. So what are you writing on the sheet? What are you going to write here? Describing all the characters in Hoot.
More like finger? Yeah. Finger. And Chuck Marco. Marco. Yeah. And Patrick.
Roy father. Yeah. Father and mother.
Dad.
Oh, the Lincoln.
Oh, the Lincoln.
Yeah.
The Lincoln and the Garrett. The guy, the friend of the friend.
Garrett.
Construction site.
Is he important? I think Roy's parents are more important than Carl.
Okay.
Mr. Abraham.
No, but we are talking about their appearance.
Appearance. I think the character is including their marriage.
Can we talk about the relations and what they want or wish?
And what they look like. So Roy, what does he look like?
Roy.
Is he tall? Is he short? Is he thin?
Short.
Is he fat?
Short.
He's short.
He's
And he's
irregular.
slim. He's thin. Who are some of the characters in Hoot? Roy. Who else? Dana. Beatrice.
Curly.
Curly. And Curly, what can you tell me about Curly? He's bald. What else? Serious. Cranky. Okay, so what I would like you to do is to take these ideas that you have of the different characters in the book, and on Friday, we're going to talk about the characters again, but what I would like you to do is to bring a picture. So I'd like you to look for a picture of one of the characters or two of the characters in the book. And that you'll come back to these groups and you're going to present the picture to your group and talk about why you think it is that character. So, for example, I have a picture here. Who do you think this could be? Kahlo. Do you think it could be Kahlo?
Yes.
Do you agree with me? Do you think this could be Kahlo? No. Why? Why could this not be Kahlo?
Carl is not American.
Kahlo's not American. Well, so he has a dog, and Kahlo's a dog trainer, but he doesn't have a mustache. Yeah, Kahlo, remember, he has a big mustache. He's German. He's a big guy. This guy's kind of big, but he doesn't have a mustache. So the idea here is that you're going to find something. You can find it from magazines. Where else can you find pictures?
Internet.
The internet, maybe. There are images on the internet. I think you could find some pictures of people from the internet and you can print them. Newspapers. If you have a problem finding a picture, come to my office. I have magazines. So I think my main concern for this project is that students will have a difficult time finding pictures of characters, that they may not have access to magazines and newspapers that will have pictures of characters that are people that look like the characters in the book. So I plan on gathering some magazines and newspapers that they can come to my office and look through, or that the day of class I will have a few extra pictures for students who may not have found something that they can use to just participate in the group discussion. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started looking back at the characters in Hoot. If you can, please take out your green sheet that has all of the descriptions of the characters, so you can refer to those and take notes as you discuss the pictures that you brought today. We'll spend about 10 minutes in your groups. I'd like you to first take turns to explain the picture that you brought. Everyone has a picture? Does everyone have a picture? Does anyone need a picture? Everyone has one. Yeah? Gabe, do you have one?
Yes.
Okay, great. I was most pleased with this project, I think, just the student reaction. I loved seeing them in groups and how enthusiastic they were about talking about the book, and when they were talking about characters and the pictures that they brought, they actually had a hard time focusing on the first hour of class because they all were showing each other their pictures. So they really showed a lot of interest in that work and that connection to the novel. And
Is Dana?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Can I see
Who else? Dana.
Dana?
Stronger. This Dana, this office.
Who's this? Why?
I think it's Roy Beatrice.
US kid.
I think sometimes the students are resistant to group work, and so it's also making sure that they understand why I'm having them do the work and what I think the benefits are. And so I have to keep on encouraging them to keep working together or to keep focused on that project. Oh, you found one. That's perfect.
I like this one.
So do you think that's the best picture in the group? I don't know. This one looks pretty good, too. Who is this? Dana. Well, you guys found some great pictures.
And Screen Brother is best.
Okay, so why don't you choose which one in your...
This is easy to explain.
It is easy to explain, exactly. So why don't you choose someone to present then for your group, okay? Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and take a few minutes to have every group present. Every group will present their picture that they think best represents someone from the book.
You can guess who is he? Who is he? Yes, because Dana is so strong. He always borrow Roy, so we choose that picture. As Roy is a thin and not as short boy. So this is Roy, and this strong boy is Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah. He is police and he is sleeping in his car. So he's Delinko.
And how old is Officer Jelinko? Is he old?
26.
No, so he's young, a young police officer. That's a great picture. Thank you. Great. All right, so I think we've seen pictures of Beatrice, of who else? Mullet Fingers, Officer Delinko, Dana. How about Roy, our character of the book? Let's see some pictures of Roy. All right, so here we have this one, or this one, or this one. Which one do you think could be Roy?
This is not a twin.
Is this from the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what color hair does Roy have? What helps you know that it's Roy?
Brown hair.
He has brown hair, and he's young. This is a great picture, I think. Why?
Well, I think some of the benefits were it exposed students to different ways of looking at a novel, of picking out pictures and ways of thinking about who are these characters, what do they look like, and what am I reading, and I think it helped them reflect more.
Actually, can I show this picture? I think this is also. What do you guys think of this one?
Dana.
Yeah? Do you think this could be Dana? Yeah? Great. Well, thank you guys. You guys did a great job finding some very interesting pictures. What I'd like to do now is to have you get out your green books. And so we're going to do a speed writing. And I would like you to pick one character to describe, to take 10 minutes and write as much as you can about one character in the book. What do you think of the character? What do they look like?
Green book?
In the green book. So we'll have a 10-minute speed write in your green book, please.
I think the students got a lot out of this project in reading the novel because they had a way to discuss it and to think about and to reflect on what they were reading. I think it increased their comprehension as they were reading along. They had an image to connect it to as they had looked at or pictures of the characters. And
all right, so 10 minutes. Choose any character.
so having a project is different than just giving them comprehension questions, because one thing is I think it gets boring. It's a whole novel, and that if you're doing the same thing every class, just coming in and talking about these comprehension questions, I think that the students lose their interest in class, that they're not focused on what they're reading anymore, or the purpose of it, because it feels too too stilted or not really useful for them in discussion, in discussing it with other students. The projects gave them a purpose. It gave them a reason to be in class and to actually talk about the novel, because they had to, as a group, write these sentences and put them in order and work together, or they had to discuss, which picture really looks like a character and which one will we present to the class. So I think it gave them more of a reason to think about the novel than just answering questions, which is very traditional and can get rather boring after a while.